We are here tonight because the time has come for the UWP administration to give an account of their stewardship after 4 years in government. And sadly, we can conclude that it has been 4 worst years by any government administration in the history of St. Lucia. And the fact that general election is nigh, the St. Lucia Labour Party under the leadership of Philip J. Pierre will rescue us with plans of empowerment, a youth economy, and most importantly, a zero tolerance to corruption. It is important, ladies and gentlemen, for us to remember that immediately after election, Guy Joseph said in the Parliament of St. Lucia that there would be much crying. He said that we have not started crying back then. But as our grandparents would tell us, be careful what we say with our lips. This has become the reality of St. Lucia today. For the cries can be heard far and near. The cries can be heard from north to south, east and west, that we in St. Lucia are suffering. Why are we suffering? We are suffering because this government has left important things to do the most unimportant things. And let me share with you some of the examples that you would find strange. Ladies and gentlemen, this government has left projects like Step Nice, as you would have heard. Projects that would have restored the dignity of our families, caring of our senior citizens, to embark on projects like a horse racing track, where people will come to St. Lucia with umbrella large hats and tuxedos or camisole Jean Blanc just to gamble and have fun. They gave up an arrangement where we could have had an airport refurbished, remodeled, with an arrangement where we wouldn't go to the bank to loan us monies. We would be receiving monies in return into our account to loan monies, and they continue to borrow and borrow. They decided that they will also backfill the sea and build more islands, to call it just the Pearl of the Caribbean. I do not know what kind of person would think at this point in time that St. Lucia need more islands when you have one that's populated with people that are struggling. They decided to embark on projects like the dolphin parks, to put vulnerable creatures in a cage so that visitors could come and watch. Madam President sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not in the parliament. Oh, the lady president is here. Let me tell you, they embarked on those projects while people suffer, having hungry eyes with hungry bellies. Suffering. What do we see? A government lost. A government gave up 4 years. 4 years. And let me tell you, they believed that they had time. They believed that they had enough time to do it. But let me tell you, today, we all can agree that you cannot put the lives on children on pause. You cannot put people's lives on pause. The children who are suffering today, you cannot tell them, wait. You could tell them, you could wait for an airport, you could wait for a highway, you could wait for a road, but the children would need to go to school. You cannot tell them wait. It is indeed a government who doesn't care, who would look at the lives of ordinary St. Lucians, who had laptops being given freely to them, and to stop it, and to dare to put it on the book list. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I worked at the SSDF for so many years, even when things were good, parents were still having the struggles to provide the school books. Back then, when things were better, they could not have provided the books. They came to the SSDF for help. And today, when things are worse, I'm expecting you to give up the road. And honestly, if I was in a cabinet, I would ask the government of St. Lucia this year, COVID-19, to provide all books to children free. This is what I would be arguing. It is a year when parents ought not to have the issue of buying books. Because we know back then they could not have come up with the books. But instead of giving them books free, you add the laptops that they used to get free. I do not know what you call a government like this. I do not know. But trust me, this looks like the people are enduring pain. And it is true to Guy Joseph, who said that we have not seen crying yet. We just start to cry. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the time is fast approaching. Because even UWPs are calling for general election. Everyone is calling that it is time that Shasne must go. He must go. Because if you do not have the heart to consider the cries of parents, and let me tell you, there were times at the SSDF when parents would come in not just for books. They needed to get an extra few sheets of plywood on their homes. They needed to get a few galvanized sheets because it's leaking. Let me tell you that there are families today, UWPs like SLPs, who are suffering, exposed to the elements. There are homes in Castries Southeast where 5 people are living in homes that are just 15 by 16 feet with no means of toilets or anywhere to bathe. They have to do it near the street while the government is wasting monies. And the level of corruption associated with this, it is one that requires, I say, some sort of investigation. But I tell you, not only that Shasne must go, Guy must go. Thank you very much.